Welcome to the Dad Show Podcast, a show all about impacting, empowering, inspiring, and uplifting information to become a better dad, husband, man, and mentor. And now, your host, Ryan Ladd.
Welcome to the Dad Show Podcast. How y'all doing? Today is part 8.
So I've still got a couple more questions, but while you hit that, go ahead and tell our listeners if they want to connect with you, they want to research the brand, they want to contact you, where can they go to do that?
Yeah, they can go online, hilcobrand.com.
Okay.
That's my personal portfolio. The crazy thing, we joke about this all the time, is that we came back, we said we never going to do this again, and here we are doing it. But like most business owners, especially in this world, we have zero time to focus on our own brand or our own website or what have you. So if you go there and you don't see something that you like, message us, because we have a ton of portfolio items that are not on our website that are big projects that we share with people via email or what have you. But we've done a little bit of everything, from government work to mom and pop bakeries to nonprofits.
You want to see a result of one of their offerings? KennedyLad.org. Shameless plug there.
We've done work with the county. We've done work with Kingston. We've done work with Harriman. And like I said, we've probably got a project in their wheelhouse.
Similar to
may not be on there. Or of course you can look me or my wife, Kaylee Hill, Matthew Hill, up on Facebook. Send us a message and we get the ball rolling a lot with that. Every time we post a website or a project on Facebook, it seems like at least one comes in the same day, an interest of some sort. And so we get a lot of business from Facebook. I've had people make comments before about bragging on Facebook. And it's like, that's marketing.
Exactly.
If you own a business and you're not bragging on Facebook, you're not doing something right.
Exactly.
Right? Brag about your business. That's how you get new business.
Those people must still contact the radio station.
Yeah, they're still calling the radio station.
So one of the questions that I wanted to ask was, where you've been, you've found, your outlets, I guess, with working, substance, whatever it may be. But now coming back around full circle to where we are, like you've got a full-time position. Your wife's got a full-time position. Your kids go to school. You and your wife own Hilco and Brand on the side. How do you juggle all of that while still being a present father, while still being a present husband?
Yeah. Again, it goes back to the communication, the organization. And if you go back to some of those earlier conversations we've had today about my anxiety and things like that, and understanding that it's the control part of it, we stay uber organized. I mean, again, if we had a way to screen share, I'd show you my cozy calendar, because it literally has days where it's like, change the air filters. They're reoccurring. It happens every month.
Do you recommend scheduling that time on there, like me and my wife an hour here, or my kids' time 100%. Here? Okay,
100%. We'll put everything. I mean, Kaylee just a day or two ago, she bought tickets to see Moana 2, right? And that's on our calendar. So we know that day, right? Things that are in HubSpot, this, that, and the other. But when this time comes around, 6, whatever time it is,
shut down.
Everything's done for that block of time.
Yeah.
And again, some people that may be listening are like, that's insane. Again, if you're in our boat and a business owner and super busy or what have you, I think it's a viable option. But even if you're not, I think it's a viable option, because it does help you recenter and prioritize family time or communication. Man, I've had dinner dates with my wife are on her calendar. I've had, field trips. I cannot stress you enough. Everything is in there, from reminders to actual, blocked out time. We know every dollar that comes in. We know when every client is billed. We have monthly retainers that automatically pull this, that, and other. Every single bit of that is on there, so that we can double check and we can just make sure that at no point there's something falling through the cracks. Yeah. And then typically what we do is, if it's a quick fix that comes in during the day, it's 15 minutes, we knock it out.
Yeah.
Right. If it's anything bigger, then we've gotten so good at glancing at the calendar and then slotting it in appropriately.
Yeah.
And that way, like I said earlier, we can stay extremely narrow on our day-to-day and know that, like, if we just focus on today and knock these things out, and sometimes we got to roll stuff, then we're keeping pace. And so, that's family time. Churches, I mean, Wednesday night church. It's literally on Cozy, and Cozy's the application that we use. We have the free, or we have the paid version. We started with the free one, and I think you couldn't do reoccurrings or something, and so we ended up getting the paid one. We've had it now for probably 3 years, and we pay for it. It's on our Cozy calendar when it renews. But it's everything. And then we use HubSpot for task management. Now, HubSpot is notes. It's a CRM, a customer response management tool. I'm sure if you're in the business world, you're likely have heard of it. It's also a marketing suite. It's a whole suite of services, but the one that we use specifically is for like note taking and then task management.
Okay.
And so we put all of our tasks in there. You can set due dates. You can set reminders. And then we log notes. We ebb and flow on how well we do that. But when you're in an environment where, say, like for instance, yesterday Kaylee was off. So when she's off, she can, it's legally, but she's not working her paid job.
Yeah.
So she's able to work some Hilco stuff.
Yeah.
And so she, we assign things in HubSpot or what have you. But as she's doing stuff and working with clients, she logs a note on what she's doing. She may log an email interaction, a phone call, a text message, or what have you, so that, say, Thursday I'm off.
You take a look
and
at it.
She's back to working.
Yeah.
I can go the entire day picking right up where she left off without ever even having to call.
You're not messaging saying, "Hey, what's up with this? What's up?" And bothering her throughout her normal day.
So
and vice versa.
That's been a huge. Those two applications basically run our life. So,
and that's Cozy. How do you spell Cozy?
Cozy is COZI.
COZI. So before we bring this thing home, one more question that I'd like to ask, and I try to ask everybody that's on the show. You take your car into maintenance to check up the engine, get your oil changed, make sure all that's taken care of. So let's put that into your marriage and parenting perspective. What is one or two things that you do to check up or maintenance your marriage and, being a father that to keep the engine running and running smooth and well?
Yeah. Again, it's kind of, I don't think we have to be as deliberate necessarily in reflecting on that aspect, but because of the organization and kind of the daily way in which we run our lives and how we're sort of forced into it. When you plan and you are so, as structured as we are, it really exposes vulnerabilities, if you will.
Yeah.
And you kind of naturally catch them before they become a problem. I mean, we can look at a calendar and look at a week and go, that ain't going to work.
Yeah.
There's zero time for the kids, or there's zero time for you and I. We don't get away a lot, just her and I. It's something that we want to start doing more of.
Yeah.
Every now and then we'll take a weekend trip or even just a date night, and it's so rewarding. It is something every time we do it, we're like, we got to do more of this.
Yeah, it's needed.
It's so needed.
Yeah.
We do so much together though, both the obvious parenting, but business and stuff like that. And especially at a time where we were both, remote, even though I was working my day job full time, she's there.
Yeah. It was together.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
So every time I get off a call, which is constantly, and I get up and go get a drink or refill my coffee, I see her, I get to hug her, I get to talk to her for a few minutes and then back to work. And so
most people would hate that.
Some people would hate that. And there's times I'm sure where we hated it, but we were spoiled in that aspect because, and we found that now that we've gone back to work, when we both did go back on site, this was the first time I'd really gone back on site full time since pre-COVID.
Yeah.
It was an adjustment, and it was something that we knew it would be different, but we didn't quite know, I guess, how spoiled or how used to the amount of time that we actually got to spend together, and maybe even as opposed or as it relates to other couples. So we started realizing, like, hey, when you work 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, whatever, and then you come home and you have those activities with the kids, or you have whatever, in this case, business stuff and this and the other, like, we're laying down at 10, 11 o'clock, and we have really barely spoken.
Yeah.
So I think it's become even more crucial now to, again, just schedule time together. And, last Saturday was a perfect example. If you look on our Cozy, because of how we do things, I bet if you go through the rest of this year, I bet if you go all the way 12 months, you'd be hard pressed to find 5 days that don't have something on them.
Yeah.
And this past Saturday, we didn't have anything. The whole day was empty.
Wow.
So we ended up working the entire day to get caught up on a bunch of things. But as we reflect, it's like we have to, make that time about us or about the kids or what have you.
I completely understand that, man. And that was, I said I was going to only ask one more question, but like something that Allie and I struggle with terribly is when we do have a date night, when we do have the time alone.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching part 8 and come back tomorrow for part 9. Thank you for listening to the Dad Show podcast.
Thank you for listening to the Dad Show podcast. Please like, review, and subscribe.